What's up, A to Z Sports Titan Game Day live here from Margaritaville on 4th and Broadway. A rainy day in Nashville, also a day of Nashville disaster traffic, apparently. But we're here live from the second floor of Land Shark Bar and Grill. You can come out and hang down with us here to take advantage of Miller Lite specials and also Traveler Whiskey specials for all of these game days this entire season. We're going to have a great show talking about a lot of drama. It's been a drama-filled week as Brian Callahan was fired just less than 1 week ago. Mike Vrabel's back in town. There have been trade rumors because the Titans are viewed as a fire sale team because Brian Callahan is out. Mike McCoy is in as the interim coach. It's our first time to look at that, see what Cam Ward looks like under the simplified offense that's been reported out there nationally. But JT, we've got a lot to unpack here in an abbreviated pregame show, but let's get this thing rocking and rolling. Tell the people what they got to do here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Yeah, hello, you beautiful A to Z folks in the chat. Excited to talk about whatever may happen today in this. Like you said, the rainy weather outside, the chaos outside is a good preview for what the Titans may be facing today against Mike Vrabel and the Patriots. But good to see all of you guys here as we break down the first Titans home game in quite a while. I was over by the Titans stadium today just because of a lot of inside baseball things that we can get to at a later date.
Oh, because both interstates that we would normally take had lane closures, and so that's why you had to go other places.
Otherwise,
yes,
there were still a handful of Titans fans over there. So Titans fans have not fully checked out, but I will say the amount of Patriots fans over there today was astonishing.
Yes.
So I'm sure that's going to also be such a talking point throughout the week for whatever happens. But make sure you're liking the show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the YouTube as well so you don't miss any of the content from us here at A to Z Sports. Also, if you're watching on Facebook, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit the like the page as well. And then share this with a Titans fan who wants to get the venting out of the way of whatever's going to happen, predict what's going to happen today. Going to be super exciting. Let's get it going.
Yep, let's officially welcome to A to Z Sports Titan Game Day live here at the Land Shark Bar and Grill, second floor, Margaritaville, 4th and Broadway. Got to thank all of our great sponsors because they truly do make it happen for us and they help out all of you. X-Golf, 4 locations in the Nashville, Middle Tennessee area, in Nashville, Murfreesboro, Hermitage, and Franklin, the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee. BTA Sports, use code ATOZ14 for a 14-day free trial. That gets you 14 free days with our code ATOZ14, or use the link in the Facebook title or description to make yourself a better. Botero Carts, life is short, buy a golf cart with 2 locations, Columbia and Gallatin, BoteroCarts.com. Lipscomb University Sports Analytics, take your passion of sports and make it a career with Lipscomb University, and the Barrel Social Club, just north of downtown, just north of Nashville, about 45 minutes north of Nashville, your poker destination for Kentucky and Tennessee, thebarrelsocial.com. So, JT, a lot of things happening, right? Calvin Ridley's out today. Who are they going to throw the ball to? We'll talk about that with our BTA Sports Best Bet segment here later on. But there's trade rumors that are going around, flying around about Jeff Simmons. That's not going to happen. We know that for a fact. Jeffrey Simmons will not be moved. Now, you and Easton did a show Friday about 10 tradable Titans and what that could look like. So we don't want to go down that rabbit hole. But there's a lot of weirdness going on with the Titans right now. Mike McCoy's in. Mike Vrabel's back. We all feel like Amy wanted to fire Brian Callahan before Mike Vrabel had a chance to embarrass her with the guy that she replaced him with. And so I'm just going to open this up to the chat and to you, JT. I'll let you start. What do you expect this Titans team to look like today? Because it's a blank slate. There were reports coming out of national, Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, saying that Titans are going to simplify the offense around Cam Ward. That's vague. I don't know what that means. You can toss that idea in there too. But what do you expect the Titans to look like today against these Patriots?
I think we're going to get a theme here today because even on unless they somehow surprise me, which I'm fully prepared to eat crow on a lot of the things I'm going to say today. But I'm expecting not a lot to change because, once again, as much as Mike McCoy wants to come in, I don't think he's really has the opportunity to reinvent the wheel. Maybe down the road we see things simplify for Cam, but especially with how much everything was up in the air and how much, they really get a late start on the week because of the Brian Callahan firing and whatnot. I just don't see a lot changing for this team. And I understand that there are a lot of trends with, Mike Vrabel back in town and the fired head coach bump. I have some of them here right now. These are from Zach Lyons over at 104.5 The Zone, who went around today and dug some of these up.
Okay.
Vrabel has never won back-to-back games ever, or away games. Sorry.
Back to back. He's never won three consecutive away games.
Yes.
Okay.
So that would be, he's won back-to-back away games. So this would be a trend that he would buck here today.
Okay.
The Pats have never done that either. So not just Mike Vrabel, but the Patriots have never done that.
The Patriots, yes. Of all their winning over your entire lifetime.
Yes.
Exactly, they've never won three back-to-back road games.
Yes, Mike Vrabel as well, going up against rookie.
I guess my lifetime too.
Yeah. Everybody's lifetime. Against Mike Vrabel against rookie quarterbacks is 4-9 all time.
We've seen a lot of that.
Yes.
Yep.
The NFL new head coach bump, 0.529 win percentage since 2010.
Okay.
Titans have 1,000 win percent with new head coach bump. So every time that this has happened in season, which I believe is once, twice.
Well, how far does that go back to Oilers days?
I'm not sure.
Because that's where you've got two interim wins, Jeff Fisher being the most recent. And then obviously I think Mike Mularkey, he won his first game in New Orleans after Ken Wisenhunt was fired 10 years ago.
Yes. And so obviously the last one, allegedly, apparently this is the last one he leads off with.
Okay.
Vrabel is 1-6 in rainy/wet games. Now all these stats are nice. But here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
None of it matters.
I
don't think there's going to be a head coach bump. I don't think any of this is going to happen because the fact of the matter is that Vrabel has a very well-coached team that is playing good football. They don't have a lot of stars on that team, but they're playing really well-rounded football with maybe a dark horse MVP candidate right now in Drake May. I mean, he is playing like his hair is on fire, going up against a team that, regardless of if Brian Callahan is here or not, doesn't really have an identity. You're missing your best weapon for Cam Ward in Calvin Ridley. You're still relying on a wide receiver core of a fourth-round rookie, the corpse of Tyler Lockett and Van Jefferson, who's out there, who's just a guy. And this defense, who does get T'Vondre Sweat back, but has yet to show that they can really play a good 4 quarters of football without letting the dam break. Obviously, in that Arizona game, they only let up that Emari Demercado, which should have been a touchdown. So I call that a moot point. All of that to say is, as much as these stats are super nice, I don't think that's going to really happen today. I expect the New England Patriots to come in here and take care of business. I don't think Mike McCoy is bringing anything stylistically outside of the motivation and how he's going to talk to this team to get this team ready to play a different type of football. And that's where I stand on it.
And do we expect Mike McCoy to be the rah-rah, like get him going type of juice guy? Like, no, I don't. and unless he is a complete 180 from what he shows at press conferences with the media, I think he's probably a fine guy and not like a good person and all, but not exactly somebody who's going to get there's no juice difference in Brian Callahan and Mike McCoy. No. It's kind of the same overall.
You can change as many head coaches as you like. The same players are going to go out there and play, except for maybe T'Vondre Sweat. Now, is T'Vondre Sweat going to be the key that unlocks everything and shuts down this defense with how good Jeffrey Simmons is playing? Maybe.
I mean, I think it'll help. That can help, but I know we'll get to our X factors with X Golf here in a minute. You're going to focus on the Titans defense a little bit more there. But I asked the question, what do you expect to see from this Titans team? So I'll read a couple of comments. Eric just starts off with dog bleep. Bobbin says 30-0 Patriots. So Koss says, hopefully more pace and speed from the offense. So I'll talk about that with my X factor as well. Ken says, an abbreviated ass whooping. Maybe that just means it's going to be quicker. I mean, the games have been pretty quick so far this season for the most part as far as pace of play. So Jack says half read throws, running quarterbacks and screen. And Mija says Restrepo with 100 yards receiving.
That would require him to be active.
He is not. Mason Kinsey gets called up from the practice squad with Calvin Ridley out. Bryce Oliver also out. And so Mason Kinsey is the extra receiver today, not Xavier Restrepo. Jeff just says look like peaches. And then Bradley says flat, hoping the dudes showed some pride. Anemic coming in from Daniel. Guy joking to come out in the wishbone. Bobbin says maybe 5 first downs offensively. So there's not really a lot of positivity coming in here. Vanessa's just asking people to have faith, which is fine. The chat to have faith. And then she follows up and says, we bitch and complain on Mondays, which is pretty funny. Ryan says Cam needs to quit yapping and play better. So, look, I think there's a lot of negativity as one would expect right now. And so Jonathan says, wait, why won't they bring Restrepo up? Because Restrepo is a one-trick pony. He is a slot receiver only. Calvin Ridley is not a slot receiver. So
Mason Kinsey's going to play on the outside today, and it's going to be hilarious.
I think that's what he has to. I think that's what he's there for. Like they brought Mason Kinsey up over James Prochet to play the outside. And now if Tyler Lockett gets sit down, that's where you see Xavier Restrepo potentially coming into the frame here.
And then also I see this comment here as well. They say, WTF, what? Kinsey over Restrepo? Why would they even draft Xavier Restrepo? Then they didn't. He was an undrafted free agent. So,
and yes, Bryce Oliver is hurt,
yes.
As Curtis asked there. He's missing his second game, maybe third game.
I think third game.
Third game out today in a row for Bryce Oliver. All right, so, yeah, what do I expect? I expect
show some hope.
Experiments. I do expect some experimental thing from the Titans. I don't really know what that means. I'm leaving my my answer open for flexibility and for just to see what happens. But are they going to run some trick plays? Is there going to be a fake punt today? Because we've talked about John Bones Fossil and Johnny Hecker. They've done a lot of fake punts in their time. Can the Titans offense even get them in a fourth down situation of yards to go where they can run a fake punt, or are they just going to live in 4th and 8 or longer? So I they got to win outside the box here. And so we'll get to, I do have a thought, and I'll bring it up just because it's a Mike Vrabel game with him in the building on the other sideline. Mike Vrabel's first win as a head coach, his second game as a head coach, it was following the Miami disaster that was like a 7.5-hour game with rain delays and lightning delays in Miami. He was playing it with down. Both tackles got hurt in that game. Marcus Mariota had the nerve injury in his elbow, so he was out of that game. And they had Blaine Gabbert and backup offensive tackles. Delaney Walker just broken his ankle. They won that game against the Patriots because they did it weird. They had a fake punt touchdown. Kevin Byard threw it to Dane Cruikshank. Taywan Taylor had a screen pass touchdown from Blaine Gabbert, and they won it ugly and weird. Can they try to make this ugly and weird? I think the rain helps the Titans today if it keeps raining. I'm not a weather guy. I don't think it's going to keep raining, but they beat the Texans that day, and so can they make it ugly and weird? Let's go ahead and get to this X Factor question here.
I do want to say one more thing real quick, because people in the chat are saying that I'm wrong about that back-to-back-to-back.
These are not your stats.
These are not my stats, first of all, but also I think people are misunderstanding what that means. The Patriots are playing 3 away games in a row.
Oh.
Back-to-back-to-back. They've done that multiple times over their career, playing 3 games in a row. They've never won all three in a row. It's not because they away, home, away, home, away. It's 3 games in a row. So this will be the 3rd Patriots game where they're away. They're going on a long road trip here.
The Titans just did that, right?
Yes.
Like they just did the 3 games in a row on the road, and they won the first one. And they lost.
Yes.
That.
So hopefully that clears that up.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That makes sense.
People were yelling at me in the chat. I was like, don't shoot.
Okay.
First of all, don't shoot the messenger. Second of all, that's what the stat is.
Okay. Fair enough. Good thing there. All right. So let's go ahead and get to our X Golf X Factor. What is your X Factor? Again, let's talk about a context of how can the Titans win, right? Like an X Factor, something that has to go the Titans' way if they're going to win this game. Let's just put this question in that context. If they're going to win, blank has to happen. That is the X Factor here. And shout out to our great friends here that have been with us for many, many years now. That is X Golf across all of Middle Tennessee, the home of indoor golf in Middle Tennessee. It's still golf season outside, but the weather's dropping this week. The weather is chilly. It's wet out there today. Guess what? It's perfect at X Golf. They have 4 locations for you in Nashville, Hermitage, Murfreesboro, and in Franklin. They have grown over the Middle Tennessee area over the last few years. It is a really cool place, guys. It's a great sports bar, even without the golf simulators. But then you throw the golf simulators that are in there, and they've got the best simulators on the market today. It tees the ball up for you, so you don't have to do the whole bend over, grab the ball, put it on the tee, it falls off, put it back on the tee, stand up, it falls off. No, all that stuff, it's a button you push the club head. It makes it so easy. Play all the courses you want. Food, drink, TVs in the bays, great sports bar environment. So go check it out, X Golf in Murfreesboro, Franklin, Nashville, and Hermitage. PlayXGolf.com. JT, you can either go to the chat or give your X Factor. What is your X Factor or the chat saying about this game today? If the Titans win, they do it blank.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with mine for the day here. It's going the X factor is Drake May. Does he continue to play at this sneaky MVP caliber level that he's been playing at in year 2 here? He's been a big reason as to why they have been so successful. You look past the couple past games that they've played the opponents. It's not like they have a wide receiver core that is super scary or one of the best that the Titans are ever going to go up against, right? Kayshon Boutte, Demario Douglas, Stephon Diggs, with how old he is. A lot of guys who...
Stephon Diggs dealing with an injury. He was
Correct.
Questionable today, is active, along with Harold Landry.
Still, Drake May currently through, I guess this is now 6 games, right? 1,500 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions for a 71.7 QBR. He has been elevating the guys around him. And if you want to have any success in this game, it's limiting how good Drake May can be because he's been playing at an all-pro level. Like I said, Dark Horse MVP candidate right now, which has the New England Patriots in first place in the NFC or AFC East. Your defense has to contain Drake May, whether that is playing well against their wide receivers, getting pressure on him, all facets of the game, not allowing him to run. I remember last year, obviously they've kind of gotten away from that, but make no mistake, Drake May can run as best as any of them. And I know that might be surprising, but I remember last year he ran for 90 some odd yards against this Titans team in an almost victory on that wild play to end the game there. So you have to keep him, you have to contain him, and you have to hope that he is not going to continue to play at that level.
Fair enough. Okay, so so here's some X factors from you guys. Shout out X Golf. Silas just says Drake May gets hurt. We're wishing that on nobody,
No.
but that would be a help if you're talking about a narrative where the Titans win the game. Adam says win the turnover battle. Let's see. Johnny says they got to. Oh, that was a response. Somebody else said they got to dumb it down for Cam. Dumb it down is probably the wrong phrase,
Simplify.
but simplify is what the word was coming out of the Titans camp of how they're going to simplify this offense. We'll get to that in a second. Tighten Up Ohio says penalties. West says receivers need to get open. COVID bot says Vrabel gets ejected, which is hilarious. And I mean,
How would that happen? Like the fans just start rage baiting him so hard from the sideline.
But like that's not like Vrabel lives in that mud.
Yeah.
Like that's
That'd
what
be so
he
weird.
thrives on that.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that would have to happen. Darnell says defense holds the Patriots to 17 points or less. X factor from Jonathan: the Titans get pressure on Drake May. Jay says Cam Ward defense will show up. A progressing Ward will get a W, nothing else. Got to relax with the turnovers. Obviously, Corey's right. Like the turnovers were a killer. The Patriots are way better than the Raiders. I think it's obvious. But Cam Ward's 3 turnovers sunk that ship last week against the Vegas Raiders.
Absolutely.
Because the defense didn't play well enough. They did not necessarily break like they had prior in those other losses. But the turnovers broke them for them. So my X factor, JT, rookies making plays. I think rookie playmakers is the way the Titans can get this done. That's Cam Ward. That's all 3 fourth-round draft picks with Chimdike, Gunnar Helm, Elikai Manor. I think those 4 players have to score touchdowns, plural, and they have to have big explosive plays. Chig is there. I expect Chig to have a volume of targets. If you can say 5-6 targets is volume in this offense today, but there's no Calvin Ridley. Van Jefferson is, a decent piece when a defense is playing off coverage. But I think those 4 rookies really going to do something. I want to see Chimdike down the field in the passing game. They've really not done much. They haven't connected on a couple deep shots they've tried. And I mentioned this during the middle of the week. Chimdike's been blocking on a lot of these quick screens to the wide receivers. He's terrible at blocking. He's there for a reason. He's there because one day he's going to look like he's blocking. Then his fast ass is going to slide on the sideline and Cam's going to throw him the ball. Today is going to be that day.
Okay.
If the Titans win, Chimdike has a 40-plus yard catch, Elikai Manor has a touchdown, Gunnar Helm has a touchdown, and Cam plays fairly clean. That's the parlay for a Titans win. Jim DK 40-plus yard catch, Gunnar Helm touchdown, Alec Armand touchdown, and Cam Ward now 2 touchdowns and less turnovers than touchdowns. I mean, I don't know what the odds are on that on BTA. I'd like it, but probably about 2%.
Yeah.
But I do think those 4 guys are a lot right now with no Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to have to rely on the rookies today. And once again, the opposite is the same. We may come out of this game saying, what did you expect from 3 fourth-round rookies? They were fourth-round rookies for a reason. But this is the moment where you need these guys to step up. And I like you said, I think Gunnar Helm is going, we'll get to this here in a second when we do our BTA best bets. I think Gunnar Helm is going to be an integral part of this game along with Chigakonkwo. I think that's when it comes to simplifying the offense for Cam Ward, how they simplified it at Miami was relying heavily on tight ends. And that's what they're going to have to do today with Chigakonkwo and Gunnar Helm. I agree. Alec Ayamana is going to have to look decent on the outside. And then using Chimdike as a gadget guy, hopefully successfully for the first time. And I know there's a lot of people that also like saying, don't bring up any of the screen game. Like,
no. But Chaz brings this up. There's Wright Austin, but this isn't a Vrabel-led team. Stop making the fast guys earn their keep blocking and sending them on actual routes. You're missing the point here. They're setting something up.
Yes.
That's like he's blocking on a screen to set something up. They have not run that. We called it dolly pass in high school. I don't know, whatever. But like it's when you pump that and then the blocker takes off. And so I think Gunnar Helm actually did a lot of that in Texas. But so that's what I mean by that. So let's go ahead and get to our BTA play of the day. BTA Sports, better for bettors. If you want to become a better sports bettor, a better daily fantasy player, you can go download the BTA Sports app. The link is in our Facebook title and the YouTube description. You hit that to download it or use our code ATOZ14. It means you get a 14-day free trial. 14-day free trial to become a better sports bettor with the models, the projections, the analytics that BTA Sports has right there for you. Right there. So normally it's a 3-day free trial. 14 days. That's crazy. Before you have to pay $9.99 for a weekly subscription with BTA Sports. JT, what do you got today?
Yeah, my BTA pick today is going to be Gunnar Helm, like we were just talking about. If you go to your local sports book, you may be able to shop around the line, but I found the line at 18.5 receiving yards. I'm going with the over on that one. I'm expecting him to be involved a lot today, more so than he probably has been all season. And if you look at BTA, that probability is 69%. So they believe that 69% of the time he's going over 18.5 receiving yards. I expect him to be in this game a lot today and be used a lot. So I'm going with him over receiving yards.
All right. My play is the under 44.5. I think that's where I go with it. Under 44.5 is my play on BTA Sports. It's a little bit different than what we normally do with BTA, but under 44.5 is what I see this game. I don't think Mike Vrabel is going to run up the score. The Patriots have the 7th best scoring offense, and so the Titans are going to struggle to score points, and the Patriots are going to score enough, but just get the hell out of here. Like it's just like, all right, wrap it up. Let's go home. Nobody get hurt. The turf's wet. Let's get out of here, go home. Patriots win 3 road games in a row and get to 5-2 and move on. So the under is my play right there. I probably wouldn't go lower than 42.
Yeah, that's fair. It has potential to be a very, very weird game in terms of scoring, so I don't hate that.
All right, guys, it is also now time for predictions. We got a few minutes left here before kickoff happens at Nissan Stadium. We are at Margaritaville here at the second floor of Margaritaville, Landshark Bar and Grill. Come say hey to us. Come watch the games. There's TVs literally on every wall that they have. Any wall space that's there, they've got enough wall space for exit signs over the doors. About that, it's just TVs. So come check us out here. Shout out Traveler Whiskey and the light specials right there. Get your predictions in the chat. How do you see this game ending? Final score, who wins? I'll send JT to the chat there. But, hey, next time you go to a Titans home game, you should take the Nashville Water Taxi. The NashvilleWaterTaxi.com is the website. $20 round trip, a 15-minute ride to and from the stadium right there in style. So if you want to go to the stadium, they've got you there. Parking's a nightmare everywhere else, but they got tailgate and the round trip right there. You can bring a drink on the boat, and screw the weather. They got the boats covered. How about that? Yep. They got the whole Sonic drive-in drapes over it right there for you. So regardless of the weather, nationalwatertaxi.com. JT, what are you seeing from the chat?
Yeah, I'm looking at the chat right now. LOL TMP says 17-10 Pats. Clayton Smith says 24-9 Patriots. Chaz says Pats 24, Titans 0. Andrew Frill says 33-3 Patriots. Tighten Up Ohio says 31-6 Patriots. Ked says 59-0 Patriots. Very symbolic.
No, that was a bad weather game.
Yes, it was. Let's see what else. We have 31-17 Pats from Adam. Billy, with the first person to predict the Titans to win here, 20-16 Titans. MB says 35-13 New England. Kinslow says 28-14 Patriots. Amnesia says 23-21 Titans. So we get another one. So that's 2 Titans predictions right there so far. I don't know if you're seeing any of the other ones from Facebook. I have the YouTube chat here.
Oh, yeah. Facebook, I see Stefan say 24-16. Eric saying 42-7. Marvin, 45-10. 27-3. Ooh, 17-16 Titans from Wes. Blowout to 0 from Dominic, which is a funny way to put this. JT, what's your answer?
I thought I was going to come into today's show and be the negative Nancy today and everybody clown me, but it sounds like I'm just right there with the rest of the Titans fans and my expectation of
We're
this
all on the
team.
same page.
Yeah, I'm going to go 33-16 Patriots.
So you're going over my number, though.
Yeah, I am. I that's just kind of more so where I am right now with this game. I think that I want to believe that Vrabel's wanting to get out of here, but I just know the Patriots are just going to find weird ways to score.
All right.
I think that is me being generous with the Titans offense at the 16. I think there's a way that this game goes under that what you said, 44.5?
Under 44.5, 42, lowest.
Yeah, I think there's a way that this game ends like 30-10. But that's me being generous with hopefully, if you want some optimism, maybe they simplify and they score more touchdowns today.
27-10 was my score.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, not too terrible.
All right, that's it, guys. We will see you guys at halftime. Shout out to our sponsors, X Golf National, Murfreesboro Hermitage and Franklin, BTA Sports, Butera Cart, Lipscomb University Sports Analytics, and the Barrel Social Club. We'll see you guys later on. Appreciate it as always. See you at halftime. Thanks.